Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellow7 Gaming, and today we are going to take a look at Between the Stars. Between the Stars is being developed by Isolated Games, and as you can see, well, maybe you can't see. We'll get into it. It is in early access. If we come down here a little ways, we will see that it got released into early access almost a year ago, May 28th. So closing in on it, 11 months or 11 and a half months, something like that. You can take a look at prices, $30 right there. It's good. User reviews, very positive. Now, this is a game that I didn't really expect to have a whole lot of... It surprised me how good its role-playing game chops were. That wasn't what I expected. I recently played through the early access for Everspace 2 and had a great time with it. But the role-playing itself was pretty minimal. I mean, there was like a main story that you followed through, but there wasn't really much else. From a story standpoint, there wasn't a whole lot of interaction beyond just flying around and shooting stuff. And I would say that Everspace has the same problem for me that Star Wars did, Squadrons. And that combat for me, I didn't have good situational awareness. It felt like I was just spinning randomly in a direction and praying I ended up on somebody's tail, as compared to, say, the early TIE Fighter and X-Wing games, Wing Commander, Privateer, stuff like that. I just felt like I don't have good situational awareness. And so while the combat in Everspace is very fast and furious, it felt like I was just warping into a system and flailing around randomly and hoping I killed stuff a lot of times. And I was kind of worried that I was going to jump in, which is why we didn't do a full series of it, even though I played through all of it. I was worried that Between the Stars was going to be something just similar, but with just less money, honestly. And I've been pleasantly surprised. You can see I've got about 3 hours into it so far. Yeah, I've liked it so far. It is being actively developed. You can see right here. There are some small updates there. They did a major update on the 10th. So this is a game that's coming along. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and we'll talk a little bit more about kind of my the stuff I like or don't like about it in just a second. All right, here we are in Between the Stars. Now, let's go ahead and start a new campaign. There is a prologue. The prologue it's meant to give you, I mean, it's a tutorial, but it's also meant to give you an idea what it's like to fly the bigger, more expensive ships, to be involved in huge combats. And it leads up to a final big kind of, the final fight for the prologue is a fight, it's a spoiler here, but we can't help but give spoilers because it's going to come up in the storyline here when we start. Shorty's not happy about that. You hear him barking in the background. Essentially, there's been peace. One faction wants to break away and is tired of being subservient or part of a group, and declares war, and lots of people die, and yada yada yada. And you're in the big fight where they've essentially shown their colors, right? And so that's the prelude, or the prologue. It works. I think the final fight could use some tweaking. We'll not discuss that here today. I don't think that's necessary, but the idea, the game's pretty. So we're just going to jump right into it with this start campaign here. We're going to go normal death, normal difficulty. We are going to enable the dice rolls. I love any game that lets me see the dice rolls. I do. Now, I have a few problems with this. It doesn't tell you always, or at least I haven't found out, what your modifiers are. So sometimes you'll roll a dice and say, hey, you have to have a 7, and you roll a 4, and I'll say, hey, you succeeded, and I'll have no idea why. So there are modifiers. It still needs to do some work, I think, on the UI as far as giving you a better insight into what dice rolls are happening, and what your numbers are based on. But I do like that. We can't get negative attribute effects. and dice combat. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit continue. There are a few ships that we can fly. There is the Mercury Thallium. Now these are not fighter ships, right? Which is, I was talking about combat with Everspace and with Star Wars Squadrons. And the difference there is you're flying fighter craft. And here you're flying something that's more akin to a Corvette up to maybe a cruiser. And so you're not really meant to be spinning around and left, right, whatever. When we get into, you'll see we have some extra camera options that allow us to see. Our guns aren't shooting just forward, they're shooting all the way around. And so situational awareness is improved quite a bit in this game. It's a lot easier to see what you're shooting at and see where you're going. And Angelo, who has been very, very active today, she had been sleeping for a little bit. I thought maybe we'd get some playtime in. She's awake again. So give me just a second. Let me take care of her, and we'll come back and we will discuss the rest of the ships. What are you doing, Angelo? Where are you hiding? Can we see? Oh, there she is, maybe? Not really. Anyway, let me go take care of her. I'll be right back. All right. Cat's been taken care of, at least for the second. I'm sure she'll be back in a minute, but for now, we're good. So we've got the Mercury Thallium. So small cruiser class ship. There you go. Engineers at Mercury are in charge of development. You can see its stats here. It's got good engine power and good agility. You've got a couple options for armament. You can see here we've got light cannons there, or we can kick over here and run guided missiles, which is what I ran in my beginning playthrough. So for the first couple hours, this is what I've been running. So we'll run something else different just so I can see something else different. So then we've got the Infinite Astral. And you can see this ship is actually resistance. I'm not actually sure what resistance is. Good shields, good shield recovery, good energy. Do we think this might be armor? Maybe, I don't know. So everything aside from resistance goes down on this ship. This is the Infinite Sky Astral Air, maybe? Anyway, they call it the Infinite Astral here. As a Class C cruiser, normally used to transport medium loads in hazardous areas. 9 engines, able to provide good acceleration despite the mass of its cargo. It's an old model, but today is still widely used. Some pirates take advantage of its size to modify the ship by adding more weaponry. And you can see our option here. We've got some cannons. For a short time, the weapons fire at a high speed. Okay. Or we can come over here, and again, we've got guided missiles if we wanted to do that, and a flat cannon, which I think is just an anti-missile thing. So we'll see. The other one had a ability it can, if say your rear shields have been knocked way down, they're at 50% and everything else is at 100. You hit this and it will balance your shields out across all four sectors. So engine power 100, agility 90. What is this one? Good acceleration, and yet engine power is way down. Wait, that says 70 and 80, 190. This is clearly not 0 to 100 and 0 to 90. If 70's down here, it's like 65 to 100 and 65 to 90, 60 to 90. I don't know what these graphs are based on, but I guess we can't really rely on these bars because they're not giving us an accurate representation of what the numbers are, which is a little weird. So energy recovery is 25 and 5, and that's 6 and 20. So, oops, that's the Cosmos. Shield recovery 6, shield recovery 5. Yeah, that's like 4 to 6, you know? Okay. Is what it is. All right, and then we've got the Cosmos Transporter, Class C Stellar Cruiser. This one's got pretty good shield recovery. Engine power, let's kind of click back and forth. Better resistance, more shield recovery on this one. Okay. Known for its versatility and its balance. Common reduced fabrication cost makes one of the most common Republic fleet ships. Offers a wide array of space for its crew as well as its cargo. Among its flaws are poor agility and low acceleration. 70 and 65, 70, still engine power is the same. This one's known for its good acceleration, and this one has poor acceleration despite the fact they have the same engine power. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Now, last time I went with missiles. It seems to me missiles are better for a ship with poor agility. But I think we'll go with guns because last time I went with missiles. So let's go ahead and we'll take the Cosmos Transporter. It seems the least warlikeest of the ships. Well, I don't know. Should we... I like the name of this. Let's go for this one. I like this. The possibility of maybe being able to add more guns to something than it regularly has. It's the Red Hawk, but we don't have red as an option color. We'll go, we'll become the Blue Hawk. Oops. I am currently on... it doesn't matter if I'm on... Caps Lock is on, right? Caps Lock is now off. Apparently it doesn't matter. I can only type in caps in its name. I'm going to call that another... I have no idea what happened there. I did not change anything. I was just typing and went from one to the other. All right, Blue Hawk. There we go. Hey, it puts our name right there. That's pretty cool. So we've got a few emblems. There we go. Oh, and it will flip over to show us the emblems as we go. That's probably supposed to be a pirate emblem, but you know what? We're going to go for it. I like it. So we'll go ahead and continue. Now, our captains are... We can kind of just flip through this over and over and over again all we want. Male, female, it doesn't matter. And then we have our stats up here. So it gives you a little bit of a background here, and it gives you your stats. Born in one of the most technologically advanced systems, Republic. During her teens, her parents died in tragic accident. She was adopted by a Republic in a program to train homeless children as future soldiers. Okay, that's a pretty dystopian background. I like that. So in this one, her crew members get more XP. She's modern, so better lasers but worse missiles. That would be good because we went with lasers. More accuracy, but she shoots slower. Store prices are increased because she's not very likable. Now we can swap through these too. So now we've got Eagle Eye, increase our zoom intensity. Better missiles, but worse lasers. Trigger Happy, shoot faster. We had that one before. Defective ammo, reduces the damage of impacts on the hull. I think that's our... So this one's Scavenger, more resources from looted enemies. Reduces reload time. Better missiles, but worse lasers. Reduces the agility of the ship. Let's look for another modern for better lasers. And then we'll kind of go with what that is. Increased damage, but energy cost increases. Lesser resources. No, I want modern. I want modern back. And you can see some are good, some are bad, some are just different, right? Nearsighted strategist. Reduces the intensity of the zoom. That's pretty cool too. Damage of impacts on the hull, more resources looted, more accuracy, but shoots slower. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for that, and we'll hit the random like 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and it does change the background too. Look at that. Behavior's always been calm and collected from a young age. She was a lover of weapons. I wonder if that has to do with what... I wonder if these sentences tie in directly to this. She came to have a large collection of digital books. Talked about all kinds of ammunition. In an assault on a pirate ship, she received a shrapnel impact in one eye. That's probably our nearsighted. Dr. Trier managed to save... It's written him, but we've made her, so whatever. Managed to save the eye, but lost vision in this one's captain. She had a situation of extreme emergency. She was rendered useless in the middle of space. Only the fortune made that they crossed with an old abandoned ship and could return home using pieces salvaged from. That sentence needs some work, but that's where our scavenger comes from. So nearsighted came from the energy, scavenger came from that. Always been calm and collective is probably our strategist, and the love of ammunition is probably that. I like that a lot. So we're gonna go out here with Captain Vera Rapardo. We're gonna select, and again, we've got all sorts of sliders. We can mess with all that as much as you want. How many equins do you need to change a warp condenser? As many as you want. That's what you bought them for. Okay. Exploring abandoned ships to provide better loot. Now, I played through kind of the first essential area. Our first quest, whatever, is going to be kill time while we wait for a meeting between the surviving generals and politicians and that sort of stuff from the previous battle. So we're in a system here with...
We're in the sectors adjacent to Test Stella. The War Council will not be held for another 2 days.
Understood, Mai. We'll take advantage of the downtime to supply our ship and patrol the area. Input coordinates to the nearest space station.
No need, Captain. Our power levels will let us fly for at least another 2 weeks.
We've spoken about this, Mai. The crew is exhausted. They've been eating nothing but synthetic proteins for a month. They need a breather.
Aye, Captain. Coordinates set.
Ah, it's not what I meant to do. But I'm going to slide me over. I think that'll be fine. All right, so there's our Allied space station. We have power. It's just mouse wheel to go up and down. We can change the balance with the arrows, so we can go all towards the engine if you look in the bottom right, all towards our shields. Center is towards our weapons. Arrow down kind of downs your weapons, I guess. And then we steer with WASD. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to the Allied space station. We're going to hit G. This is our, you see a little green bar creeping up. This is kind of our warp speed. All right. And that'll take us faster. Like I said, I really was surprised at how much role-playing there was in this game. How many scenarios there were, the discussions. You get into like exploring an abandoned space station. It'll go into a text-based thing, which is pretty cool. We do have some additional, you can see...
Welcome, Captain. Kick your boots off. My house is your house.
We do have some additional commands down here. Let's go ahead and go into settings and we'll look at controls and kind of see what some of that stuff does. So we've got what? IMU. I believe that just again, let's find IMU. U is our ship view. Okay. We have ship headlights. Oh, I didn't know that. We do have a few different types of cameras. F1 and a bridge cam. I didn't know that existed either. We're gonna have to play with those views here in just a second. Camera view is X, or camera mode is X. I already knew about that. M is our star map. I is our inventory. P is photo mode. O is objectives window. Okay. And B is our bug report. Okay. So we have 3 camera views. Let's F1, F2. So F1 lets us spin around. F2, not so much. F3 is from the bridge and the guns track where we look. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna power up and we're gonna come up here and find our docking space. So you get the little circle up there. We're expected at dock 3. It's gonna give us like a little area. There's gonna be a cone that's gonna slowly turn green as we get close to it. When it's a nice dark green, we just stop and autopilot will spin us around and lock up the ports. So we're just going to like this. Yeah, all right, so we're gonna wanna be kind of right next to that. Slow us down a little bit. Come back in here. You see that as it gets darker and darker? I'm gonna stop us. I'm gonna change the view back. We're gonna come up just a little bit more. Are we past it? There's a rotation. I'm a little bit surprised at that. Let's see if we can spin back around here. I apparently just went through it. This is about the worst I've messed this up so far. All right, let's go forward just a little bit. There we go. That's the green we're looking for. Now it'll grab us. Perfect. So this, I'll wait for it to finish zooming us in there. All right. So This interface here, eventually it'll give it to us, where we get these dots. This is going to work all over the place. If we go to a planet, it'll give us the dots on the planet. If we have a story mission while we're in our ship, maybe we're supposed to walk back to our crew quarters to talk to somebody, or to the brig, it'll give you the yellow spots on the ship. So we've got the hangar. This is where we could buy additional ships if we want, that sort of stuff. We can see what we're doing. We just have the one ship at the moment, so we'll go ahead and exit that. We've also got District 8. Oh, is that? That might be new from last time I looked. We've got a commercial zone. So we have a series of... So this is on the station. We can buy this stuff from the store. We can repair. We're already repaired, so we don't have to worry about that. This is the stash of stuff we have. These are the systems on the ship, and you can see we do in fact have more spaces that we could put more guns. So I'm guessing those 2 spots could be guns. I'm not sure what could be the blue. We'll just have to go. We're going to find armaments and stuff as we play, so I'm not going to buy any quite yet. But it's good to know we've got more spaces for stuff. Now, we've got an engineering workshop where we can build stuff, and you can see this is the stuff we could build. So this laser interceptor or flat cannon, I assume those would go in the blue, whereas the red would go in the 2 red spots. We also have a scrapping workshop. So this is where we could find things and scrap them into their components. And if we find stuff that we don't know how to make, we can research it, and we just reverse engineer it and learn how to make it on the ship. And obviously a sick bay to repair crew members. Our crew members, they all have their own stuff. This is us right here. We have 1 extra available point. We could put it towards charisma, 1 towards aptitude, 1 towards leadership, and 1 towards luck. Let's go towards, we'll go towards leadership. All of these people have upgrades. You can see the little asterisk, the little arrow there means that they've got promotions. We've got specialists, engineers, and scientists. We've got 2 here. So better with conventional weapons. So it's going to increase damage from projectile weapons. Increase cadence. I assume that's a faster firing speed. So more damage and faster firing speed, but I'm not really sure. And then energy, and then increased chance of rare loot. So I'm not sure if this is... I think this is on the ship itself that we're talking about this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 point towards each. Then I'm going to go here to Laura, and I'm going to put a point in to salvaging. And we'll go down to Francois, and we'll put a point into crafting. Engineer obviously has different skills, right? Because they're different type of crew members. So we've got crafting, we've got systems upgrade, and we've got scrapping. And because we put 1 there, we'll go 2 there. As our scientists, we have medicine, investigation, and shields. I'll go ahead and put a point into medicine, and then this one I think we'll probably have, nope, just 2 points. We'll go investigation, and we'll upgrade that. Now we can hire 2 more crew members if we want. We have some tasks here. We could actually hire a lot more crew members if we want. You see we have a reserve there. We can flip back and forth. We come here to station. I don't see any crew members for hire. Okay, so we've got a store, but we don't have crew members. Let's see if we go through armament, if it'll give us something else. Inventory, passengers, armament. Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. And there's a prison. We can sell prisoners if we want as well. So let's go out of this quickly. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the District 8. In the industrial ghetto where workers of the power plants of the area used to reside over time has become a favorite area for any activity that goes against the law of the Republic. Probably should be off limits for us. District 8 has never enjoyed a good reputation. Everyone frequenting the area knew it wasn't an especially safe place to go by. It has been founded with the creation of City 5699-E. The objective had been to maximize the effectiveness of the workers of the engine rooms. Housing was as close as possible to large power stations provided power to the entire station. Pollution filled the air of that area despite the large extractors. Little by little, the people who could afford it were abandoning it over the years, becoming one of the poorest and most troubled areas of the town. Being on the edge of the law doesn't make it dangerous. Neighborhood seems deserted. The lights of the nearby plants illuminate the street, which seem wet despite never having known rain. On the floor, puddles of some kind of fluid that seem to radiate. A soft glow can be seen. The street is quiet. Most homes haven't been abandoned or lay in ruins. Few people you meet have a frail and sickly appearance. The only things to break the sepulchral Sepulchral? Yes. Silence are the continuous noises of the extractors and a cough coming from the gloom. A young man turns the corner, Rush gliding with you. Captain, I need your help. She's in a very grave state. Calm down. What's happened? It's Ashley. Something's wrong. You have to help her. Something's happened to her. The man seems really worried. You look at him for a second. He doesn't look any better than any other men you've seen in the area. His skin is white as snow, contrasts with his eyelids, swollen and deep red. You know those symptoms perfectly. That man was under the effects of Cethal resin. Some type of drug we're assuming. All right, no time to lose. Man leads you in an apartment where you quickly find Ashley. Young woman is on the floor convulsing frantically. Hold on, Ash, I found help. Crew member Simo lunges at her while she rummages in her bag. Meanwhile, the rest try to immobilize her as much as possible. That was serious. An overdose of Cethal resin could be easy to counteract if caught soon, but is already in a very advanced state. So, Simu is one of our doctors, and I believe the one we gave an extra bonus to medicine with. Do as much as you can. So, we've got medicine. We need a 6+. So, this should give us a roll. I don't know if our medicine status adds to this. We have 2 levels in it. Maybe we'll find out in this or not. We'll roll. So, if we get a 4 and we pass, we got a 9. We passed it. Doesn't matter. Crew's medicine level allows you to succeed. See, that's what I'm wondering. Does it add them? Is it 2 + 1 gives us a 3? Is it just the top level? It doesn't tell us in there, and I really kind of wish it would. She quickly starts working on a solution. From her bag, she takes out small test tubes, starts mixing them. As soon as she finishes, she takes out a small pistol in which she inserts... We're going back and forth between pronouns, which is fine. Inserts the vial. Maybe they should just go with they, or something like that. Or just pick a gender-neutral pronoun, I guess. Make your own up. It seems to be common. Inoculates her with it. Barely a minute later, she stops convulsing and becomes unconscious. Captain, we need to take her to the ship. It's impossible for me to deal with what we have. The solution we've used will delay the symptoms, but it isn't a definitive solution. We need the ship's equipment. All right, just come in with us. I wonder if that's going to get us an extra crew member or if she's just going to be a passenger. Gaines, Ashley Evans. Nice. You load the girl on to take her on a ship. When you leave, the man sticks very close to Ashley, not wanting to leave her side. He has every intention of following you back to the ship. As soon as you realize, you cut him off. With a worried face, he addressed you. Captain, I must go. She's all I have. We gain Ashley Evans. You're not coming. We're taking her where you can't hurt her anymore. We won't leave her with you. We'll take care of her until she's better. We'll go for that. After all, we don't know who's the bad influence on who at this point. Could be the other way around. That's cool. Now it went away. We just had that one little story mission. And so now if we hit I, we should be able to go into our crew, I'm hoping, and see Ashley Evans. We don't see her there. Does she show up as a passenger, I wonder? Stash, armament, inventory, passenger. There she is, young girl rescue on 8. So I don't know if that's going to give us a continuing storyline or not, but this was not in my last playthrough, which is pretty cool. So next thing we have is combat. Let's take a look at the arcade. This is a virtual arcade where you and your crew can go and do whatever you want to do. So we've got our crew members here. Arcade flashes dozens of bright lights while the noise of numerous machines deafen you. You feel a pleasant feeling tingling in your stomach thinking about the things that are about to happen. Go ahead. You enter the room with your crew and quickly feel the adrenaline rising. Among your crew, there was no predilection for video game genres except for one, the combat simulation room. That technology came from military training simulators and could be accessed whenever you wanted, but it was never the same. Multiple companies obtained licenses and made modifications, making the experience infinitely interesting. It wasn't focused on boring instructions, it was more dynamic, without losing any realism. Facing a 4-foot double-headed creature with your crew is the most realistic and safe combat training you could think of. Enter the simulation room. You enter a room filled with different devices, and their activation brings a sensation of plummeting into a void, until you reach a small room where you can see your crew. In the room, you can adjust certain calibrations and select levels. The game is simple. Overcome all the matches to unlock more levels. If you overcome the last level, you win. If you die, you lose. In the simulation room, nothing that happens is real. As lucid as it may seem, all players find themselves exactly the same condition as they entered. So we can use all of our gear without losing it in the simulation. It doesn't matter if we get injured, all that sort of good stuff. So, player Vera Rapardo, available level 1. Mousetrap. You approach an abandoned ship in search of riches, but it was an ambush. Kill the bandits and get out alive. All right, so each dice, color-coded, we're blue, they're red. It has a number of icons on it. You can see theirs has a couple blanks. Ours might also, as they lose crew members, they will get more blanks. I don't know what determines whether we have these or not. We have some shield options. It doesn't look like they do. They have a regular attack, and then the one with the extra one, I believe, is a critical attack. The shield is a shield. It will give us shields. We also have items here. These items have a cost. You can see this one has an attack of, it'll do 1 damage. It costs 1. It will attack randomly 1 person. We have 2 points there, so we could do this whenever we want. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice and see what we get. And then we got a regular attack. They got a critical attack. I don't know. So they got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 3, half. So it looks like regular is half, maybe, and full is everybody's. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and click that just to give us 1 extra one. And can we do another one? Well, we'll do 1 more. We got it. And now we'll resolve our roll. So we kind of got 2 extra free ones in there. There's a chance we were going to knock someone out of the fight there with that. So we'll go ahead and roll again. We did, actually. We took out the turrets. Now this time we got armor. They got 3 attacks. We got no points because we don't quite get 1. We get 0.98. So they're going to do some damage to us. That kind of stinks. We're going to roll the dice again. We got a critical hit. They got nothing. I'm going to go ahead and fire that as well. Now we got 6 for a critical. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll resolve the roll. We took out 2 more people. Should have done another attack there. We got a shield. They got nothing. I'm going to go ahead and fire the gun 1 more time. We took out 1 more person. We'll resolve the roll. We'll get some more shields. The shields do carry over from round to round until you get hit, and they block the first attack. We got a crit. They got nothing. You can see they got, I think, more blanks now that their people have gone. This should kill everything. Victory is ours. All right, so that's just going to get us experience, I believe. Battle disappears, sending you to a lobby where new levels unlock. The dead players are resurrected. They recover their supplies. So we don't lose anything from it. So now we've got 1 more. Let's do 1 more real quick, and then we'll end today's episode. We'll roll the dice. See what we get. We got an attack. They got an attack. I'm going to go ahead and fire those. Resolve that. They got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have a lot more offense than we do. This could be bad for us. We got some shields. They got a regular attack. We'll resolve the roll. It's not good. We might get our butt kicked here. We'll roll again. We got a crit. They got a regular. I'm going to go ahead and fire that off too. I guess we can't do that except when we're at this resolve stage. There we go. There. All right, they've got the organization leader left. So he's only got, it looks like, three pips left. Whereas we haven't lost anybody yet. We got a shield. I'm going to go ahead and just take the shot. Get our extra shielding going. We really want it on the people that only have 1 health left. Fire that off, and then the extra 3 we got will finish it. That was the last one. So once again, we have managed to survive. Scenario ends. We do that. We're now at level 3. Let's check our experience, see if anybody can go up. I don't know if we... Oh, yep. See, look at this. We have 1 person that went up a level. So an additional point. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll just put it in projectiles. I don't know if there's any point in... Again, I don't know if we're better off making 1 person really good at one thing, because I don't know if we're looking at the person with the highest individual stat or if we're adding all of our stats together when we roll dice. I don't know yet. It probably says somewhere. We can move people back and forth between reserve and crew. So we've got this number of standard crew, and then we can flip back and forth. So let's go ahead and we will end this episode here. Next episode, we will have some space combat, I promise. Thank you guys. This has been Between the Stars. As always, thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.